So hey guys, this is a new video, and this video is actually going to be concentrating on how to beat the 8 tails. Now do keep in mind that the requirements for this are very high. Now, as far as I can tell, you'd need at the very least a Diamond Might guy with all of his items to even have a chance of defeating the 8 tails, and I'll show you why in a second. But this is going to be your main setup. So the strategy here is to seal the 8 tails. So the way you're going to be doing that is actually by um, having 3 sealers and seal locking him. So the first sealer is going to be Mifune. Now for Mifune, you're actually going to need the what do you call it? The item. Let me find it, please. Give me a second. The item, the Samurai Armor Tier 4 for this to work, because what it does, it releases a skill called the Sword, and the Sword, what it does, it makes it so the enemy can't release passive or active or even unique skills for 2 rounds. Now, like I said, you're gonna be seal locking him. So first of all, it's gonna go Mifune. You don't want any active skills because that's gonna ruin your the what do you call it? The way that the seal lock is gonna go. So next, your next sealer is gonna be the Human Path, which he has a 100% seal. It seals for 3 rounds, and as you can see here, as long as he releases, he's gonna seal. He doesn't need anything on him. He's just there to seal, nothing else. Next up is Chojiro. Doesn't matter what stats you have on Chojiro. I have way too many stats for this. But that's because Chojiro is actually going to be a sealer, and ninjutsu attack doesn't really work on the 8 tails. What really does work is actually the taijutsu attack, so that's why I said you need at least a Diamond Might guy with all of his items to have a chance of defeating the 8 tails. So as you can see here, it's Harameke Liberation, and it silences the enemy for 3 rounds, 100% of the time. So the first sealer is actually going to be Mifune. As you can see here, I have a Curse Seal of Wrath 5 on him. The next sealer is going to be Chojiro, Curse Seal of Wrath level 3. And then finally, the Human Path, he doesn't have a seal. He's there in case the Chojiro or Mifune fail. For whatever reason, he's kind of an extra. Now, you're going to need a tank, and for me, my tank is actually going to be Madara Uchiha. The reason for that being is because he has a lot of HP, and I put as much taijutsu and ninjutsu defense on him, because the 8 tails hits like a truck, and he will take a lot of your HP and he'll deal a lot of damage. So Madara's my tank. Now he actually has 2 roles. His first role is being tank, and his second role being amplifier support type for my guy. Now, if you have him at the real Madara, what he can do is he has the demonic statue of the outer path. Now, what that does, it has the ability to enhance taijutsu and ninjutsu attack and hit. So, I mean, because you're using Might Guy, that taijutsu attack enhancement will be very, very useful. Now, for this, you're actually going to need the 8 gates Night Guy. The reason for that is because the 8 gates deals massive amounts of damage. I usually deal 9 million worth of damage whenever I use this. And you're also going to need the Night Guy passive, because that's really going to be useful later on in the fight. It's okay if you don't have all of his items, but the item you absolutely do need for this to work is the Taijutsu kneecaps. And if you have the Taijutsu kneecaps, there's no reason why you shouldn't have the other items. Now the Taijutsu kneecaps, the reason they're so important is because they release the unique skill called Youth. Now, the Youth or Youth, whatever you want to call it, what that does, it increases your taijutsu attack successively throughout the whole battle. Now, say if Might Guy starts out dealing 9 million worth of damage with his first unique skill, by the end of the battle, he's going to be dealing 100 million, more or less, worth of damage. Now, the thing about this is that it costs a lot, so this is a really high requirement. I'm not expecting you to have it, but then again, if you don't have it, please don't expect to be able to take down the 8 tails, because it has a lot of HP. Now Tsunade is there because she's needed for healing. Now, if you have the Summoning Slug, the skill, it's a really good skill. I would recommend you use it during this because it's gonna recover a lot of HP. I would also recommend you put the Unrivaled Strength skill if you have it. If you have a Diamond Tsunade, because it's just gonna help out your team. Because, like I said, the Eight Tails hits like a truck, and you're gonna want to keep Madara alive. Now, Mifune, if you have Mifune and you have the Iowa Faith skill, it's really gonna help out because it's gonna boost his Taijutsu attack by a lot. And if you have all of his items like I do, his Taijutsu attack is already insane. As you can see, 4.8 mil. I mean, 480k Taijutsu attack. So I mean, that's really gonna be useful. So why would you want the Eight Tails? Now, the Eight Tails is a lot stronger than all of them, and not because it's gives you a lot of ninjutsu or taijutsu attack, because what it does, it gives you a lot of crit. Now, 2.7k crit doesn't seem like that much, but keep in mind that Hanzo himself actually has only what do you call it? 5.5 crit. And as a rule of thumb, he actually crits a lot more than everybody else because of that amount of crit. 2.7k crit is quite a lot of crit because when you crit, you do double damage. Um, and you want to do that constantly. I mean, you do double damage, so you would want to do that a lot. Now, I personally, once I get, no, actually, I'm just gonna put him in my team as the team beast. Basically, I'm gonna raise him up, level him up as high as I can because that critical is very useful. It also gives you hit. Once again, that's very very useful. But yeah, he's really good. Now, the reason I have it set this way is because of Mifune. He's gonna steal first. Madara's gonna release his, boosting attack for Might Guy to boost Might Guy up. Madara, he's gonna be a tank. Tsunade, he's gonna heal Madara. Chojita's gonna be sealing throughout the fight. Same thing with the human path. So yeah, let's start. Now, this is the only confirmed way of 100% doing it for me. There may be other strategies, but as far as I can tell, um, the Mangekyo Kamui active skill does not work on the Eight Tails, so keep that in mind. As you just saw right now, basically dealt 700k worth of damage. So that's why you want a Tsunade to keep on constantly healing. What do you call it? Keep on constantly healing Madara. And this is also why you want the Slug skill, because what the Slugs do, they just absorb damage. They just take the damage instead of you taking the damage. So it's really useful. Um, but yeah, this is just chain sealing basically. Like I said, once again, you want to keep the Eight Tails sealed at all times, constantly. You don't want to give him any sort of chance to go ahead and use its attack. Now, I may run into a bit of trouble here because all of my sealers appear to have already spent their sealing, and that can happen to you. But what the good thing about this is that Tsunade herself, because of the slugs, can actually protect all my guys. So I mean that's good. And Night Guy just took down the Eight Tails, and because the Eight Tails was sealed when he died, he doesn't come back to life as the barnacle thing, the whatchamacallit, as the Eight Tails beard or whatever it's called. Because if you beat him and he's unsealed, what he'll do is he'll turn into like a green card tentacle, um, octopus beard, card. And if you don't kill the octopus beard with us within a certain amount of time, the Eight Tails will come back to life with a certain amount of HP, and you don't want that. So this is why, like I said, this is basically 100% foolproof way to do this. But yeah, Like I said, Might Guy is really the one who's dealing a lot of damage. As you can see, Might Guy's damage is insane. Not to say that Mifune isn't doing a lot of damage, but let's be honest, 10 million worth of damage from Mifune is nothing compared to like the 90 mils that Might Guy deals, or 60 mils. He deals a lot of damage. As you can see here, 84 million worth of damage compared to a measly 10 million from Mifune. It just doesn't really compare. I know this is a really high requirement, but once again, this is the 8 tails. By now, if you're dealing with the 8 tails, you obviously know that by the time you get to the 7 tails, the requirements are really high. You need a lot of CP, you need a lot of cards, you need a lot of things just to get past and survive up against these monsters. Um, yeah, not much else to say about this. So hopefully tomorrow I'll see you with a video for the what's it called? What's it called? It's right on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember what to say. What is it about? It's for the Ninja War. Yeah, I'm gonna be using the another strategy for the Ninja War. A little bit updated, but overall it should be good. So yeah, that's about it. Leave a like if you liked it. Leave a dislike if you don't. I appreciate you watching, and have a nice day.